Right, we good?
Yeah, we're good. So, hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are having a solver from a Cicada group called NFG, and today he will help the community or all the solvers about Cicada a bit and also present us their theory. So, you're off to start.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Yep.
Sam Blythe from the NFG Solvers Group. Our our group is basically ideas that were no fucks given. It's kind of the concept of what we established to not give a fuck what people assume about certain cicada messages. And as such, we're going to just do it. It's kind of a shy of above such attitude, if you so wish to describe it as such.
Yeah.
And we've made a bunch of different updates since the previous update we did, and I feel like it should be better to hash this out now. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do so on your channel.
Yep.
So I should start that a lot of the symbolism behind all of the puzzle thus far lies in between two separate groups of people. You have Norse and a bunch of different Germanic tribes, and then there's symbolism like found throughout all of that. And there's also symbolism that ties in within Roman mythology and Roman Catholicism. These are like two separate images, two separate types of ways to look at it. And it strives more towards this kind of duality idea. And today I want to try to break everything down and at least give you the updates that we've currently found. And we'll talk about the call, and we're going to talk about a bunch of misconceptions that I have heard around our theory. So to start off, this misconception number one has to lie within how we got our start. The file, the PNG 7, 11, 13, 9, 17, 19, 23, 29, that PNG, if you convert it, it says Orkwin with an H instead of a Y or an E. And it does what it does best. It is a file name, and it's got all the interpretations of everything and condensed it down. It's using proper file name etiquette to make it more of an efficient way to recognize the file. And the same can be applied to the timers on the webpage of the same name. So orcs and Gwyn is the two particular parts of the file name. The orc, basically, throughout many Norse and other Germanic-based religions and mythologies, orc is always, before the modern J.R.R. Tolkien era, they were just evil spirits. They're just, and even J.R.R. Tolkien, when he developed the orcs in his famous Lord of the Rings series, was inspired based on these old Germanic myths of these evil orcs, these evil spirits that would go around and cause havoc upon everyone. Gwyn, the GWHN part, is actually a pretty clever reference because it utilizes Gwyn ap Nude. There's two ways that his name is pronounced. It's Gwyn ap Nude and Gwyn ap Nude. And it's spelled similar to how flood is spelled in the image. So, and not only that, but it also, the way it spells itself is WH represents the wild hunt. It's a pretty clever thing. The file name, so Gwyn was a head leader a proud Germanic ruler. And when he died, he became part of the Wild Hunt as a soldier among the Norse. The Norse who led the Wild Hunt, which was this war of spirits and gods that clashed out with each other. Odin was the one who led the Norse in this Wild Hunt. And orcs were also like a main factor into it. So, and referring to Odin, he was described as a one-eyed god who is half raven, half wolf. And a lot of it shows up into the image. And in the Germanic side of things, we were able to produce a lot more substantiality, especially with the picture itself. The ravens that are aligned together in the image, if you use their heads and primarily the cicadas as the reference point, it maps out Corvus, is the raven constellation. And using that constellation type idea, the fox is looking up to the bird, and is standing in the same position as Lupus, the wolf. And yes, this would make sense, and it would connect to Odin in some way, and thus connects to the Wild Hunt. However, a lot of it's a fox, not a wolf, and that's misconstruing. Why is a fox being represented like a wolf? Well, a lot of Enochian symbolism, the alchemic symbolism, even Hermeticism was all there. It all like directs from a place known as Sumer, which was the root of mankind, the root of civilization.
Go.
Mm-hmm. And as Sumer was the root of civilization, we can use that as a reference point, especially due to a lot of symbolism that has been inspired from these Sumerian philosophical revivals. And Sumer astronomy was very interesting, and especially how they classified their animals. The fox in Sumer was no different than the wolf. It was the same. They are one and the same. So, as such, because using the Sumerian symbolism, we can confirm through all these pathways that have connected Sumer to various circadian puzzles in the past, we can accurately say that the fox is the wolf. They are one and the same. And as such, it would connect Odin into the picture itself. And then I want to start talking about Rome now, because we were onto the point where we need to discuss the Rome side of things, because it all connects together in some manner. The Warms My Eye and the Court of Wood. This puzzle can be taken to so many multiple interpretations, and they all connect around the same ideals. However, they are not the same messages. And as a Court of Wood, this hope, the meaning, the tone of hope of what possibly be done, especially in the stars. A lot of what SpaceX wants to do. What are we all looking for? Oh, hey, let's go travel and terraform Mars. That's like the big thing. That's what the hope is right now. And Mars being the war god, a lot of the Roman side of things is more based on war and battle instead of hunts, instead of the people. It's more in terms of war, battle, victory. Those types of ideas run out there. And Mars was a very slightly an arrogant bastard of a god. Mars was a very arrogant kind of a bastard. It fits into the term of the warms my eye. Even that warms my eye piece is dual narrative. It's can mean warms my eye, but and just put the S in the front, it becomes swarm my eye. What is this eye? It's if you want to put it, make it fit the sentence, I would say that it would be warms my eye of divinity and swarm my eye of circumference. I say this because a lot of when it comes to Mars, he was not being worshipped by a certain individual who hid and tried to pray, who defied what everyone else said, to pray to who she wanted to pray to, which was the Catholic God. And this was in Rome at the time. And this was a woman who is known as Saint Euphemia. She disavowed what people said. She completely said, fuck everyone. I'm going to pray to my God. I will not sacrifice something to your Aries, to your Mars. And for that she was executed. And she was described as full of divinity and full of humanity, almost Christ-like. So I want to say that in terms like this, the eye could mean what was referenced earlier last year, eye of divinity, eye of circumference. I mean, Samsara, their whole reincarnation cycle is designed around humanity. I mean, as humans, we live kind of cyclical lives. And it fits the eye of circumference. So if you want to swarm the eye of circumference, swarm the eye of humanity, and warm the eye of divinity. It actually works in that type of dual meaning sense. And then the chord of wood is a very interesting. Should have mentioned this earlier. Chords basically mean that in music mean that three musical notes that make a harmony. Typically, a chord has an optimistic, hopeful tone. However, it also in mathematics, a chord also means it means
You can go on.
All right. Yep. A chord is a line that runs through a circle. A circumference is also a chord. So that's the type of thing in mathematics. And it revolves around that type of multiple statements, multiple ways to look at the same picture. And as of the call yesterday, the call actually ties into what we're going for next with the call, especially with Flood. Robert Flood was never a Rosicrucian, but he definitely supported them because as they were similar to his views, but never exact. He was never exactly a devout Rosicrucian. He was associated and on good terms with them. So when they attempted to when the Catholic Church especially tried to go in their way, Flood backed them up, making the rose and the cross, which if you fold the rose in, it becomes the rosy cross. The rosy cross, and the reason we get to that is because in the call, it was referencing, the message was referencing the water of life throughout the poem, and thus the rose cross. However, it looks like we could use the rose cross. The rosy cross has a lot of symbolism for multiple different planets, and as such, we're currently trying to look into trying to use the rosy cross to map chart the stars, using Mars as the reference for using the cross and as the tool, and Mars as the original reference point. And that's where we currently are standing. We also are currently trying to, if you reverse the song, actually, the notes become strikingly a lot more clear, and you can hear every individual note. And we're trying to connect all these together. And the best idea we could come with was these Roman war commanders. First we found was Arminius, who in 17 AD led the Germans to freedom, and thus died shortly afterwards. But he was a great commander. Everyone had respect under him, and he was born in Germania but raised in Rome, and thus he has this kind of dual aspect to him, this dual priorities. However, and also another general was Marcus Valerius Corvus. He was a major general who was also respected among everyone who served under him. He also led the plebeians, which were the bottom part of society, against the patricians, the top part of society, the aristocrats, in the conflict of the orders. He, in the end of the day, led to all this type of conflict, and thus this type of connection, this duality aspect, is shown presently throughout all this. So currently, as we are looking into, we are trying to use Mars as the reference point, using the rosy cross as the tool, and we're using it to chart the stars. Hopefully we'll try to find something, and when we do, we'll let you know about that. And also, we are also trying to make sure we get the musical cryptography, because it's the way we can be able to reverse it and hear a lot more notes clearly leads us towards using musical cryptography, and maybe there's a message in the music, and that could lead us to whatever is next within this puzzle. And I thank you all for watching. If you wish to help support us, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to find some way for everyone to help out as much as we can to see how far can we take this. This is an in-depth puzzle with many symbolisms, and it fits under a circadian narrative. However, it's definitely a lot different. Whether it is cicada or not is an argument for another day.
So, thank you for watching the video. We are done. We made a little interview, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed it. And please let us know in the comments what you think about NFG's theories, and see ya.